this is Jamie with Creations Misfit, and today I'm going to show you how to make this mitten. And I just worked this up yesterday. I kind of woke up in the middle of the night with an idea for a mitten, and here we are. So I will show you how to crochet this. It's very quick and easy. I would say it was, beginner friendly as long as you know your way around most of the like beginning stitches. So this is what we'll make today, and you can make it interchangeable for either hand, which is nice. So you can just follow the same pattern for both hands. So what you will need today is a 9mm hook, a pair of scissors, and a yarn needle to sew in your ends. And then you will need some super bulky yarn. This is a size 6. You can also probably use 2 strands of worsted weight size 4 yarn if you wanted to do that. But I think these work up nicely with the chunky yarn, especially for mittens because it's extra warm. So it's up to you, but I'm going to use the size 6 super bulky. I'm using a Sprightly yarn, which is unfortunately discontinued at this time, but there are a lot of similar yarns. So let's get started. We are going to start with the top of the mitten and work our way down. Sorry for my voice, I have allergies. I know a lot of people comment about that in my videos, but it's just what I sound like right now. So we're going to work with our start at the top and work our way down, and then we'll do the thumb last. So to get started, we are going to do a magic circle. And if you don't like doing the magic circle, you can just chain 4 and then connect your chains with a slip stitch and then just crochet inside the inside the circle there. But I'm going to show you how to do the magic circle that I use. I also have a video for it if you need a little bit of a longer tutorial, and I will put that in the description box below. So I just put my yarn over 3 fingers like this and wrap it around the back and make an X in the back and just kind of hold it with your pinky. And then put your hook under this first part and over the second and pull up your loop. And that's your magic circle right there. If you want to go one step further, which we're going to chain after that, so just put it under this one and pull through for your chain 1. And then you have your circle. And we're going to place 8 single crochets inside our circle. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then you're going to pull this loose string here to close up your circle. And if you feel like this is going too quickly, just pause the video. I'm going to put wording up on the top with the written pattern as we go along, so you should be able to follow that. Okay, so from here we will just slip stitch into the very first single crochet that we made. And you should have a total of 8 single crochets in your circle. So here we are going to chain 1, and we're going to place 2 single crochets in that very first stitch, the same one that our chain is in. 2 single crochets, just go in there and go right back in that exact same stitch. And we're going to do the same thing all the way around. Whoops. We're going to do the same thing all the way around. 2 single crochets in every stitch around, which will give us 16 single crochets at the end. So I'm going to do mine off camera. Just pause the video, do yours, and I'll see you back in a minute. After you've done your 16, you're going to slip stitch to the very first single crochet that you made. Make sure you don't go into that chain there. You want to go into the very first single crochet, do a slip stitch, and we will move on. Next, you're going to chain 1, and we're going to do 1 single crochet in the very first stitch again, the one where our chain is. and then we're going to increase in the next stitch. So we'll do 2 single crochets in the next stitch. And then we will do 1 in the next, 1 single crochet, and then an increase again. So 2 single crochets in the next stitch. And that will be your pattern all the way around. 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets. So go ahead and do that around. It will be 24 stitches at the end of this round. At the end of the round, you should end with an increase. So 2 stitches in the same stitch. And then we will slip stitch to the very first single crochet that we made. And you should have 24. And that's where we will be at right now. All right, so moving on, we are going to chain 1. I'm sorry, it's early. I decided to get up really early and start this morning, so I'm a little scatterbrained. All right, chain 1, and we will single crochet in that very first stitch. And then we're going to chain 1, and we're going to skip the next stitch. We're going to go into the one after that with a single crochet, and then we will chain 1 and skip 1. Now these chain 1s are going to be counting as a stitch since we're skipping 1. So you're still going to end up with 24 all the way around, but this is going to be our pattern. We will skip this next one. We're going to single crochet 1, chain 1, and then skip 1. Single crochet, chain, skip, single crochet, chain, skip. So go ahead and do this pattern all the way around. You will end up with 24 again, and you will end with a chain because we're going to be skipping 1. I'll show you when we get to the end of the round. Now when you get to the end, you're going to end with a chain 1 and then skip that last stitch, and we will slip stitch into the very first single crochet that we made. So it should be 24. Okay, and from here we will chain 1, and we are going to do the same thing around, but this is the mesh stitch. If you've worked that before, I also have a video for that. I will put in the description box below if you need extra help with it. But basically what we're going to be doing is the same thing. Single crochet 1, chain 1, skip 1. But we are going to put our single crochets on top of the single crochets from the round before, and our chain 1s will go over the chain from the round before. And sometimes it's hard to, if you're not used to it, it's hard to tell which is which. So you can tell, if you look at the tops here, you can see the V's for each part. Like this is the first single crochet, this is the this is the chain 1, this is the next single crochet, the chain 1. From here, if you look, the chain 1s have kind of like a bigger hole there than the single crochets, and the single crochets have a chain, or a stitch, I'm sorry, right after it. So like here's your, I don't know if that's making sense, I hope it is, but anyway, you're going to single crochet into the very first stitch, and then chain 1, and that's our chain 1 there that we're skipping over. And then we're going to go into the next single crochet, which is right here, because you can see the V here is the stitch, and you go in right before that. So single crochet, chain 1, skip this space here, this big space, and go into the next single crochet. And it sounds a little confusing when you first start, but you'll just, if you just skip, it doesn't matter. You will get to where you're going. So skip this next one here, go into the next one there, which is the single crochet. Chain 1, skip 1, single crochet into the next, chain 1, skip 1. I hope you can see that okay. Single crochet, chain 1, skip 1. So keep going around, you will end up with 24 again, and that's counting the chains. And we'll slip stitch to the top when we get around. This is round 2 of the mesh stitch. So I'll see you back in a moment. After your slip stitch here, we will chain up 1 to start round 3. And here it's just going to be a repeat pattern. We're going to do the same thing for round 3. We will single crochet into this very first stitch right there, chain 1, skip 1, skip that chain there, single crochet into the next, chain 1, skip 1. So this is round 3, and we are going to repeat this for rounds 3 through 9, and that will take us down to the thumb part where we need to do something a little bit different. So repeat single crochet, chain 1, skip 1 all the way around for rows 3 through 9, and when you get to the end you slip stitch and then chain 1. I will come back after a few rows to show you how it's looking, and then we can move forward from there. Here's where I'm at after 6 rounds, and I just wanted to tell you what we're going to be doing. For me, it was 9 rounds that fit well, so you want to start measuring it on yourself, and you're going to measure until you're about down here, like right to where a thumb would start. And you can make these longer or shorter if needed. If you have a smaller hand, you know, maybe you only need 8 rows. If you have a larger hand, maybe you need 10 or 11 rows. That's totally fine. So, and you can also change this out for like a child size by using a smaller hook and smaller yarn and less rows. So this is very versatile in being able to change it up for size. But this is where I'm at after 6 rounds, and I'm going to go on and do 3 more rounds and then come back. I've just finished my 9th round, and this is about where it should fit. You don't want it like straight down to the thumb because the thumb will be kind of bigger, but I don't know, anywhere around here, if you can see that, is a good fit. So do as many rounds as you need to get to there, and we will move on from here. If you need to pause the video, you can do that. So from here we're going to chain 1, which I did already, and we will single crochet into the very first stitch where our chain is, and then we're going to chain up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we're going to skip 4 stitches, and that includes, you know, the chain. So we're going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to single crochet into the next stitch. Sorry, I'm just trying to look at my pattern here. So yeah, we're going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on one second. Let me look at my pattern. Sorry, it's skip 5. I'm like, the numbers aren't adding up here. Okay, let's skip 5 because we went into the single crochet, so we need to skip a chain 1, a single crochet, a chain 1, a single crochet, and a chain 1. So we skip 5 and we go into the next single crochet there and do our single crochet, chain 1, and then skip 1 and keep on with the same pattern. This just left a hole for our thumb, which we will do last. All right, so we skip 1, single crochet, 1, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet 1, chain 1, and go around to the end, slip stitch, and we will meet back. Make sure you're slip stitching into the top of that first single crochet when you come around. And we will chain up 1, and then we're going to single crochet into that very first chain or stitch again, sorry about that, and chain 1, and now we're going to do 4 single crochets over the top of this. So you don't have to go into these, actually, you just can do a round. Oh, sorry, I'm doing like a half double. I'm telling you, my mind's not right this morning. Single crochet, just single crochet around this like a bar here 4 times. 2, 3, 4. And it's okay if it doesn't take up the whole thing. You can just kind of pull it over when you get around. And then we're going to chain one. Or no, I'm sorry. Good Lord. All right, don't chain one here. We're going to single crochet here at the the base where this last chain was going into. So single crochet there. This is what happens when you just have a pattern in your head. And now chain one, skip one, and single crochet into the next, and keep going with the pattern all the way around there. Single crochet, chain one, skip one, single crochet, chain one, skip one. And go around to the end and slip stitch, and then I'll meet you back. At the end of the round, slip stitch into the first single crochet. I hope you guys are following this. I'm so sorry if I'm making it more confusing than it needs to be. And here, if you need to pull your stitches over a little bit, you can, but it kind of fits in there well enough. All right, chain one, single crochet into the first, chain one, skip the next, single crochet into the next, chain one, skip one, single crochet, chain one, skip one, single crochet, and repeat the pattern around. This is round 12, I believe. So yeah, just go ahead and repeat your pattern around. You should still have 24 stitches at the end of this round. At the end of the round, slip stitch to the first single crochet that you made. If you guys have questions, please reach out. I know I'm a little scatterbrained, but I promise this is a really easy pattern that works up quickly. Okay, chain one. Now we're moving on to round 13. So for rounds 13, 14, and 15, you will do the same thing that we've been doing. The same pattern all the way around, slip stitch at the end, chain one, and keep going. This is 13, 14, and 15. I'll show you. Here I am. For 13, 14, and 15, you kind of want it to end somewhere around here, and then we're going to do like a little cuff to tighten it up. So if you need more or less rounds than 13, 14, and 15, that's totally fine. Do as many as you need. I will show you where my 15 ends up, and I'll be right back. I'm at the end of round 15 here. I just want to show you where mine is fitting at this point. So it's just to the top of my wrist. And from here, we are going to do this bottom portion, which just kind of brings it in a little bit tighter to fit a little tighter at the wrist. It has a little bit of a different look to it. So do as many rounds as you need to get to the top of your wrist. And if you're ready to move on, we will start round 16. So chain one. And we're going to single crochet in the back loop only, but we're going to single crochet two together. So if you're unfamiliar with decreases, it's just putting two stitches together to tighten it up a little bit. So, and if you're not familiar with back loop only, we are going to, instead of going through the stitch fully like we normally would, we're just going to pick up that back loop. So we just go into the back loop there. And for single crochet two together, we are going to we're going to go into the back loop, yarn over and pull up a loop like our regular single crochet, and then we're going to go into the next single crochet as well, yarn over and pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. All right, and then for the next 10 stitches, we're just going to do back loop only, single crochets. So just go into the back loop and do 1 in each of the next 10. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And if you need more help with decreasing or back loop only, I'll put video tutorials in the description box too if you want to take a little bit more time to look those over. All right, for the next one, we're going to single crochet 2 together again in the back loop only. So go into the back loop, yarn over and pull up a loop, go into the next one, yarn over and pull up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. And then you will do single crochet in the back loop only for the next 10 stitches, which will bring you around to the front, and then slip stitch. So do your next 10 in the back loop only, and I'll see you right back. When you slip stitch, make sure you slip stitch through both pieces, not just the back loop. All right, so slip stitch and chain 1. Moving on to round 17, we're going to single crochet in the back loop for the first 2. Single crochet in that one, single crochet in the back loop for that one, and then we are going to single crochet in the back loop 2 together. I think that is our repeat pattern. Yeah, okay, so then we're going to single crochet in the back loop for the next 2, and then single crochet in the back loop 2 together. So that's our repeat pattern. Do 2 regular and then a decrease. Go ahead and finish yours up. I'll see you right back. At the end of this round, you're going to end with 2 regular back loop only single crochet, so you won't end with a decrease, which is totally fine. And then slip stitch to the first, chain 1, and we are going to repeat that last round. So we're going to single crochet in the back loop only for the first 2 stitches, and then single crochet in the back loop, decrease, and then 2 regulars, and then a decrease. I'll just stay on with you here. 2 regulars, and a decrease, 2 regulars, and you will end with a decrease. And then slip stitch to the first one. Maybe. Oh, that's my chain. And chain 1. And now you're just going to do this round, we're going to do single crochet back loop only in every stitch around. So it might start feeling like it's a little bit tight or looking a little bit tight, but these should be really stretchy, so stretchy enough for you to get your hand in there, and this is what it should be looking like. So it will just start to come down a little bit tighter. So we're going to do, actually rows, we have 2 more rounds to do before the thumb. We're going to do just the same thing for both rounds, 1 single crochet in the back loop only all the way around, and then we can tie off. So do rounds 19 and 20, and then I will see you back for the thumb. Sorry, one more note. If this is feeling too tight on your wrist, also you can do one less row of decrease, and just single crochet in the back loop all the way around for that row that you would normally decrease. I went ahead and tied in my ends, and this is what we have so far. And we just have our thumb left to do. So go ahead and tie off and weave in your ends if you haven't done that already. And now we're just going to reattach our yarn in the thumb hole. So you want to kind of do it in a corner if possible. And this part's, it's not difficult at all, but there's not like really a stitch count because there are corners, and then here we just stitched around that hole that we made for the thumb. So go ahead and attach your yarn kind of in a corner here or on the side. Just reattach your yarn and pull it through and chain 1. And we're going to do a single crochet in that same space right there. So single crochet. And then we're just going to single crochet all the way around. Now, because there's not a specific number, when I was doing it yesterday, I came up with about 14 because I just wanted to make sure we got all the spaces so that there weren't large holes there. You might have something a little bit different, but if you could try to get about 14, that would be great for the rest of the pattern. So that's 2, and there are some stitches here to go into, but some places you'll just go in holes around. I'll just kind of show you what I'm doing here and see what I end up with. 3, geez. 4, my goodness. 5. It's kind of hard to go into these stitches because they're like upside down. And some of them were chains, so they're a little bit tighter. Like this one. Alright, that's 5. 6. 7. 8. See here on the side, there's just kind of a hole. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So that worked up about the same as yesterday. And then you will slip stitch to the very first one that you made. So if you can get 14 in, that will be good. All right, that's the hardest round of the thumb. So from here, we're going to chain 1, and we're going to single crochet 2 together for the first 2 stitches. So in that very first one, go in, and in the next one, go in, and single crochet those 2 together. And then we're going to single crochet in the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to single crochet 2 together again. Single crochet those 2 together. And then single crochet in the last 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and slip stitch to the first. This might look massive to you, but we're making it smaller as it goes, and it actually fits well. Okay, so round 3, we're going to chain 1, single crochet 2 together, the first 2 stitches, single crochet in the next 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and 4, single crochet 2 together, and single crochet in the last 4 stitches, just 1 in each. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Slip stitch to the first single crochet that you made, and chain up 1. Alright, round 4, single crochet the first 2 together. We're almost done. Thank you so much for sticking with me if you made it this far. Single crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. single crochet 2 together, and single crochet in the last 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Slip stitch to the first, and chain 1. You should have, let's see, what is it? 8 stitches at this point. So now we are just going to single crochet 8 all the way around. So 1 single crochet in each stitch around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and slip stitch to the first, chain 1. We're going to repeat that round, I think. Yeah, repeat that round. Single crochet 8 all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Slip stitch to the first, chain up 1, and then we are going to single crochet 2 together, and then single crochet 2 in the next 2 stitches, sorry, just 1 in each of the next 2 stitches, single crochet 2 together, and single crochet in the last 2 stitches. So you should just have 6 after this round, and then we just have 1 more round. Alright, slip stitch to the first, chain 1, and we are going to single crochet once in each stitch around, so you should have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And if you need more rounds, if you have a longer thumb or you just want some more space in there, you can make more rounds. Just keep doing 6 single crochets. But for me, this is long enough, so I'm going to tie off, leave a little bit of a tail so you can sew in, pull that through, and we are almost done. You're going to want to close up this thumb hole. So you may have a different way of doing it. I just go in and out of each stitch because then it just cinches up, like kind of like a drawstring bag. Like that. And you can pull it, and then you can just weave in your ends. You could weave them on the outside, that's fine. I kind of like to go through the middle and weave on the inside. So I pull my yarn needle through and then turn this inside out as best as I can. And then just go and sew in my end here. So I hope that you were able to make this without any issue. I'm sorry that it wasn't the best explained pattern, but we made it, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching, and please check out my other tutorials, which are not as scatterbrained. I have a lot on my channel right now, and I'm making a lot more too. I have all kinds of stockings and hats and scarves that are really easy to make. Mostly everything on my channel is beginner friendly. I have fingerless gloves and big projects, small projects, face scrubbies, cup cozies, all kinds of things. So if you could, please like this video. If you'd like to subscribe, I promise that things are better than this. I'd love to have you. And if you'd like to comment below, if you have any questions, please leave them below. I'll try to help as best as I can. But if these did work out for you, I'd love to hear about it. Let me know what yarn you used or what color you made. And I'm on Instagram at Creations Misfit if you'd like to tag me over there in your project, or send a DM with any questions. You can do that too. Otherwise, we are done here. So here's my full pair. It's the one we made today. And these are, like I said, whoops, these are interchangeable, so you can wear them on either hand. And there we have it. So thank you guys again so much for watching. I really do appreciate you, and I hope that you have a wonderful day.